All right, we're back with this time. We're with an NES one off. Why is there saying 2 controller, 1 controller? Why is it doing that? Okay, fine. 2 controllers are connected, but that isn't what I want. Anyway, new games unlocked. Hey, there it is. Yeah, I saw this, that they recently added the NES version of Tetris on here, so that's kind of like why I did the Game Boy Tetris first. But yeah, we're gonna jump into that. So this version has completely different music, except for Music 2, which is the same as Music B from the Game Boy version. Or it's very similar. So you have 4 music options. Music track 1, which is the Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. This one, which I don't know what it's called. And then this kind of mystical one. Or music type off. So I think first we'll just start with regular stuff. But yeah. So this is pretty much the same as regular Game Boy Tetris. The only difference being, I feel it looks a lot better than Game Boy Tetris, but I mean, they weren't really going for the Game Boy having anything groundbreaking in terms of graphics or anything, so. But you know, it's Tetris. You place blocks in the holes. You're trying to get as many line clears as possible. I always felt like the NES version was a little more fair, too. I think they might have, like, a different algorithm for how pieces are given to you. I have no proof of that, though. Never really researched into it, either. Am I gonna regret doing this? There we go. So, you know, I guess I'll just see how far I can get in a single round of this, and then I'll switch to Type B. Type B is the same as it was in the Game Boy version, which if you saw last week on Game Boy one-offs, that was that. Also, I should say this is the first episode, I think, of NES one-offs. Oh, and the color scheme changes, by the way. Based on how many levels you've cleared. That's another cool feature. Here's another Tetris. What level am I on still? 1? hope Sugar Plum Fairy doesn't get copyright claim. I don't even know if that's possible. Like, I think it might be public domain. Oop. There we go. I'm only using that rewind in case I accidentally just do stuff like that. I do have bad eyes. Remember that. It's kind of the reason why I don't complain a lot with the graphics bullshit in games. Obviously, I still have my preferences, but you know, I still have my preferences for graphics, but as someone who doesn't really see all the little details in things, like, just at a physical, like, I'm disabled type of way. At some point we got to level 2 and I didn't notice it. Or I acknowledged it and just didn't. Now we're on level 3. Also, you can actually see the number of pieces on the side. There's statistics and stuff added in. But yeah, NES Tetris is like one of those things where I think I remember there was like a kid who set the world record in NES Tetris, and a bunch of like adults gave him, he was like a 14-year-old kid, and a bunch of adults told him he was wasting his time. And it just irritated me. Oh, it's getting a little faster now. I can actually use this setup to show something off. There's a thing in Tetris called a T-spin. So if I put this block here, you can see there's kind of this weird cutout down there, and that's very hard to fill unless you get a T-block, which I'll try to see if I can get one. Here's one. So if I rotate it when I get down there, I can get what's called a T-spin. This game doesn't award extra points, I don't think, for T-spins. Later games kind of make it like a big deal because it became sort of a big thing. So it was eventually added to the game. There's this one version of Tetris called Tetris Effect. And Tetris Effect, I believe, is like, in that version, you can get an insane amount of lines cleared because the game will, like, stop time for a certain number of moves or something. It, like, moves all your cleared lines to the bottom row, though, so that way you can actually clear lines. Carve out a little notch here. I do love the sound effects in this version. I'll set up for a T-spin over here. Yeah, that's kind of the tricky part with the T-spin setups, though. Is if you do them, you're kind of putting yourself at a large risk of, potentially not... Oh, that's a weird color palette to look at. Not all of the color palettes are, winner... Fuck, I'm fucking... Shit. That's it. I passed the top score. Congratulations, you're a Tetris master. So Howard had a higher level than me. Oh yeah, this one lets you put a bunch of shit in the names. Make my name Stitch with a bracket, or a parenthesis in it. Left parenthesis. I just missed the letter C, didn't I? And yeah, there's me. So now we'll move on to type B, like I did last time. In this screen, you only press left or right to change the type, and then you press up and down to move the music. So the menu's a little more intuitive. Bro, is that Ninten from the hit game Mother 1? I know that just stands for Nintendo. We'll start with 2 lines. Oh wait, that's not what I thought. It started at 4. You lied to me, you tricked me. I'm actually gonna... That's so weird. Huh. Guess that's just how the height works in this game. Oh, we'll start here. Seems like a good place to start. I cooked a pot of meatloaf for breakfast the other day. I don't know why I made it for breakfast. I don't know what I was doing. I'm not going in rhythm with this. Please, sir, I want some tea. Give me the tea. How many of these do I even need to clear? I don't even think I looked at the game description for NES Tetris. I kind of just forgot about it. I think maybe the goal in this one was you had to clear all the lines out. Oh no, it says at the top. I want to actually see if I can finish this out. Yeah, the pieces are random. Do you see it was different pieces that time? So you can kind of, if you wanted to, you can kind of cheat there. I don't think it's possible. I don't think I could save it. No! Yeah, no. It's not happening. I was trying to see if maybe I could save scum that. Congratulations, you are a Tetris master. I guess they'll try one more time. But Tetris is actually like its own company and copyright. It's not owned by any particular company, and it's actually because Nintendo kind of did some facetious shit at one point, where they basically just started making Tetris games thinking they actually owned the copyright to Tetris. So you'll actually see games, there are a few games with the Tetris branding that technically aren't Tetris games, like Tetris Attack. So, like, if you see Tetris Attack, that's not actually a real Tetris game. I actually also used to play a game called Nolpomino, which was like a computer program for Puyo Puyo and Tetris. I don't know if Nolpomino is still a thing, but it was a thing I did at one point, was play Nolpomino. Quite a night line clear there. Would have made more sense to do that. This makes most sense to me. But yeah, sometimes going for the Tetris also isn't the thing you want to do either. It's every line clear counts in modes like this, so you don't really need to farm specifically a Tetris. If I can get any kind of line piece, I'm good, so. But yeah, when you complete this mode, you get these little, like, intervals of Russian palaces. But yeah, that's Tetris for the NES. There's no two-player mode in this version. Though, I've heard there's some data in the game, garbage data, that suggests they were trying to get it to work, but they just couldn't get it to work in the way they wanted. Apparently there's also a version of Tetris that's like third-party I've heard of called Battle Tetris, which just was two-player Tetris. There we go, Stitch. Except it's gross and weird. But yeah, that's Tetris for the NES, so... Anyway, and it reads, enjoy this version of the beloved puzzle game released for the Nintendo Entertainment System in North America 1989. Stack the 7 types of tetramino blocks that fall from the top of the matrix into horizontal lines to gain points and clear lines from the screen. Though the rules are simple, you'll need speed and strategy to achieve a high score. Play in 2 modes: A-type, where it's game over when the tetraminos reach the top of the screen, or B-type, where you'll aim for the highest score you can and within 25 lines. So yeah, it's pretty much the same as the original Tetris for the Game Boy. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. So yeah, I mean, thank you all for watching, I guess. And I will see you guys in the next video, which I'm not sure what it is. And in case it's not what I say it is here, sorry. But currently, my consideration for what the next playthrough will actually be is going to be Kirby's Dream Land 2. I just really want to get back into a Kirby game, especially with that announcement of Kirby Air Riders. It really makes me want to play a Kirby game. So Kirby's Dream Land 2 it is. And yeah, so that's really it. So I'll see you guys then. So see you next week. Bye.